Welcome back to the Weekend Warrior Show Recap Podcast. I'm Ty from the Unemployed Architects. Don't really have a game plan, just kind of free-forming it this week. I had a show this last Tuesday, for the TAPS Animal Shelter in Pekin. Other than that, nothing too exciting. I did all originals last weekend on my stream, and I did all of them. So that was kind of a fun thing for me anyway, just to see if I could do it. I mean, I definitely, messed up a fair amount, but for the most part, I was above 70%, I think, and played every original song that I possibly could. That's a complete song, and that's, that I'm able to perform, because I think I mentioned in the last one, there's a lot of old songs that I just kind of let go. I think that you have to do that to a point, and I probably hold on to some songs even now that I should probably let go of, but anyway, so yeah, I did ended up like right at 2.5 hours of all originals. Didn't take a break, and it was a pretty good audience reception, and I called the set "The Good, the Bad, the Ugly." I thought that was a good assessment of what it was, because there's a lot of there's some good stuff there for sure. There's probably an hour and a half of good stuff, but that extra hour had some kind of questionable stuff, and then some of it isn't necessarily questionable, but it's the performance of it was a little ugly. So I guess that's what I thought was kind of it was entertaining to me to call it that, I guess. But I got through it, and it's done, and it's all in one place. I definitely had a couple hiccups along the way. I think there was 2 or 3 songs that I kind of spaced on a little bit as far as the guitar part, or maybe fudged a couple words, and then I broke a string on Completely Closed, and I did some pretty old ones. I did Matchless, which I was pretty nervous about that song, but I haven't played that live in 7 years or something crazy. So, but it went okay, and there were little form issues here and there, but for the most part I got through it. And then I put a lot of pressure on myself to do that for some reason, so I was a little stressed about it, but I got through it, and it was fun. And then Tuesday I played for the TAPS Animal Shelter in Pekin, Illinois, because they asked me to do that the last time I did a benefit concert, and so I said yes, of course, because I can't say no to things. But it's for a good cause, so there's no reason for me to say no, but I pretty much just say yes to everything, which I think is, good to a point, for sure. I think you kind of just have to, for me, it's it was a good cause, and I don't have anything really that's set in stone as far as what I should be focusing on, so it kind of gave me a focus point for my energy, kind of think about that. And then I think the show went good. I was a little off in some parts, but I did 2 hours. I had to, during the day that day, I slept in, which was nice, but during the day, I was trying to get a 3-song set recorded for this thing that they're doing for the McLean County Art Center. So, 3 songs straight in a row, and then, of course, I overthink it, and, I want to get the mixes right, and I want to, say the right things in between the songs, and I had a ton of technical difficulties, so I was frustrated, and then I had to teach for 2 hours, and then I had the 2-hour set, which went okay. I think it was, above 50% probably, and that I just kind of played whatever I felt like. Lots of covers, but I definitely was trying to throw some originals in there. And then I had, I spent about 2 more hours on the recording 3 live tracks and talking about the McLean County Art Center. That's going to release Sunday, so tomorrow. I'm recording this on Saturday. So, I don't know. I just was not super happy with how that part turned out. The 3 song. I wanted to wait a little bit longer to do it, but the person booking it asked me to do the first one, so I was like, okay, I'll just do it. And thought, of course, I would have more time. And then, so all said and done on that Tuesday was like 8 hours of music stuff, which, is fun. I like doing music stuff, but I really wish it would have turned out better on all fronts, really. I mean, it's okay. I just don't think people are going to pay attention past the first 30 seconds anyway. It's hard to, on a one shot, and that's kind of how the live streams are, they're one shot, and it's just me playing songs. The live aspect to that, I think, adds a little extra, maybe funness, or who knows what's going to happen kind of thing. Whereas since I'm pre-recording the songs for Sunday, I don't know if it has that. I mean, they were live when I recorded them. But and then I had to edit all the video together and try to make the audio sound normal, and that was I just with it for the 2 hours I spent on it early in the day. I wanted to do it on my phone because my phone has a nice camera, and then record the audio separately and just kind of sync them up later. But my phone just didn't have enough space and kept recording fine sometimes, and then cutting it off, and then I was having with the audio part. I didn't set the song to be long enough or the tempo slow enough to make it last a while, so it cut off a couple times as well. And then I was trying to mix it, and I don't know. Anyway, it is what it is. I got it done. I tried doing it Wednesday. Wednesday I had to work, 10 to 4, and then I had lessons for 3 hours, and then I tried to record another version. I asked the person if I could, that booked it, if I could maybe try again. And I did try again, but it just wasn't as good of a performance. At least the one thing I will say about the first one I did is that, for the McLean County Art Center, is that I, at least because I had to wait till after my lessons and after the performance for taps, I think I was a little bit more warmed up at least. But I was definitely fatigued and frustrated, and I felt like I could, in the video, of course I'm overthinking it. Nobody's going to even, like I said, if they watch more than 30 seconds of it, I'd be really impressed. But I just overthink things. I don't know. I didn't like the fact that you could kind of see that I was reading too much. I don't know. I was just brain dead at that point, and, just hoping that it was going to work. But, so, I mean, it turned out okay. It looks okay. Sounds okay. But that's not really what I strive for. If I record and sing a song, I want it to look really good and sound really good. I think the look definitely looked good, which I'm kind of excited about, because I finally got the lighting in this room that I've been trying to figure out for a long time to make it look good. So, looked good, sounded okay. Some sour notes here and there, but what can you do? I could have, and if I would have done it 6 times, I just can't even distinguish what's good and what's bad. I know that in every performance I'm going to find things that are negative. Be like, oh, a little flat there, oh, a little sharp there. I didn't say that word quite the rhythm I normally say it. But these are, tiny things, and like I said, I just overthink them. But anyway, so that was the stuff I've been doing. So that'll come out Sunday. I don't know how much I'm really gonna promote it. I even after I did it the first time and then tried to do it the second time, I even changed the songs just to make it easier on myself, because I was gonna do Misery, so I don't have that a decent recording of that anywhere. I thought it'd be cool to get a good one, but it's a 6-minute long song, 5.5-ish. So to try to record that's definitely a little daunting, and then you want that as well as the 2 other songs I was doing to go well. it's a lot of X factors. And when I'm pre-recording, I overthink. Whereas if it's just a live stream, it is what it is in that moment. And that's how it's always been, though. I mean, with live shows, it is what it is. I try to have fun in the moment when I'm doing it. When I'm recording stuff, I just get, I want it to be better than average. So I try really hard to make that happen. I'm not sure it always does, but at least I have that in my head. A little neurotic, but anyway, so that was kind of the beginning of the week, and it was busy. I was very tired for the first part, because it was like I worked Monday too, so it was, just a lot of things in a row. It's good to feel that way once in a while. I haven't felt that way in a while, like exhausted, overexerted. I mean, I felt that way, but not like rightfully. But anyway, so that was that, and then this weekend I took Friday off. I ended up and went back to Pontiac and did a bunch of stuff on Thursday. It was kind of our Mother's Day thing we do every year. I go back and do some yard work for my mom, and just things that she needs done, and me and my brother kind of help her out with that. And so I had to get up way earlier for that than I would have wanted. And it was like I think we left around 3 or 4. So I was just like, I'm gonna take Friday off. I feel like I earned it. And then of course I was bored, super bored on Friday. It's like if I don't give myself a task to complete, then I don't feel right just being lazy, I guess. So this is one of my tasks for today, is get this podcast done. And then tonight I decided I'm going to do, for my theme, for my set, I'm going to do mashups and medleys. So medleys and mashups. So any songs that I do that are, a bunch in a row or just a couple in a row, I'm gonna do them. And, as many as I can do on the cover side of things, I think, is what I'm going to go with. But I just get, I'm sure people are just burnt out on the live streams in general. But, I mean, even I am. I can hardly bring myself to watch them anymore. I don't know why. It's just, there's too many, There's, on my feed especially, it's just like constant, like, there's so many people. And they're all really good. It just, it's just too much. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to do them a little bit less. So just like one day a week instead of twice a week. But I don't know what's going to happen. I feel like, next week we're back to normal hours with everything. Like with Kidder. So I'm wondering how long till, and they're saying for bars and stuff that outside seating or beer garden seating is okay. So I don't know if that means that I'll have some shows or I won't have some shows. I'll probably have to make some phone calls this week or send some Facebook messages or some emails to see where everybody's head's at. And, I mean, you would think it would be fine for me to, because I think one of my shows is Braze this upcoming week. And, they have a really nice patio. But I mean, are they going to want to fork over $200 for live entertainment? And if they do have me, is it going to be busy? Are people going to be excited to, like, have an excuse to go somewhere? Or are people just going to stay at home because they're kind of worried about what's going to happen, afraid to get sick? I have no idea. There's no way I can predict it, but that's kind of where we're at, I think. So maybe by the end of June, I'll start to have some performances. I don't know. I'll have to, like I said, send a bunch of messages out and try to figure that out. I did start recording Gloria for the acoustic album, so that's good. I think got all the guitars kind of laid down, and I did the cello part, which was fun. Hard, but fun. I don't play a lot of cello, so major hand cramps and whatnot. And what I'd like to do is do the viola part and violin part as well, but I'm just, I don't know, all thumbs when it comes to holding the viola or violin like up on my neck how you're supposed to, on my shoulder. I don't know, it's just like hard, like I want to play them like a cello, and then I don't know, like it's much finer On a cello, you can go farther. There's like farther in between the notes, and you can kind of slide into a note if you need to. On a viola and violin, it's like if you're just off by just a tiny bit, it sounds so sharp or so flat, which I don't know. Which I could just punch them in, the part that I would have played, and it would probably sound, okay. But I think it'd be cool to have more of a live feel to those instruments. I don't know if I don't know that I've ever really sat down with the violin. Viola's tuned the same as a cello, so it's not that much of a stretch, and I actually have a viola, so I can kind of practice with it here and there and see what happens. I got the part all written out for the viola, but executing is a whole different thing. But it would be cool, I feel like, to say that I played the cello, the viola, and violin parts for this, and the acoustic, and the vocal part, and the keyboard part, and all that stuff. And then I think I would have Lo sing the backup and make her backups like real prominent is the goal for that. But at least it started. I'm so scattered. Like I keep I should just focus on one thing and try to get it done, but I just can't do it for some reason. I wish that I would just like sit down in a room until it was done. I probably spent 2 hours on just recording that cello part, because I'm not very good, so I have to like do it a bunch of times, and I'm not looking for I'm looking for a full take of good. I'm not looking for like, oh, I got that measure, let's just loop it. And maybe in post, they'll kind of find the good sections, and the ones that were a little off kind of replaced with the good sections. But, I would like to, have the part good enough that I could play it all the way through. And I feel like that ups my cello game as well. So it makes me practice and stuff. Because I usually don't have any reason to do that. I always like playing the cello, but I can play it much better as an accompaniment instrument, not like, I'm not playing like Bach suites or anything. Because I can watch somebody on guitar and follow them so easily, since the guitar is my first instrument. It's easy to accompany it, but I can't, I don't know how entertaining. It's just like one note at a time when I'm playing by myself, and it's kind of boring. It's like bass for me. I don't think I could sit down and just play bass and get real excited about doing it, But if I was playing bass with somebody, yeah, that could be fun. Same with cello. But anyway, so that's kind of what I've been working on. So, and that's what I'm got coming. I don't have any real things coming up. I'm going to try to get this Gloria acoustic thing done. See if I can get that mixed and mastered. I have a cover I've been working on for a while. I thought about releasing as well. And then I was just thinking, like, every time I pick up my phone and I get on, Instagram or Facebook or any social media type thing, I'm always just like so bored. So I thought maybe if I just carry my tablet around and, work on kind of some of the stuff I need to be working on with that more would be better. And I enjoy that just as probably more so than just staring at social media that, scrolling and not finding anything that interests me. I know that that's probably my fault, because some algorithm things that I click on just music all the time, so that's all that's in my feed, and then I'm overwhelmed by how much music's in my feed, and I don't know what I should click on, and I just scroll past a lot of the time. But anyway, so I think things will be getting a lot more back to normal next week. I'm not really sure how that's going to go. The big fear for most is the second wave, because everybody always talks about the Spanish flu, and the second wave was way worse than the first one. But I don't know if that'll happen, or if, who knows. So that'll be kind of interesting to see, that's for sure. But anyway, so that's kind of where I'm at and what I'm doing. Nothing too crazy exciting. Need to get some shit done, that's for sure. Anyway, anybody who takes the time to listen, I always appreciate you. And, I've been thinking with this podcast, once things are back to normal, I think I want to have more guests on. I think it just makes it more interesting. Right now, I'm just trying to get better at talking in general, just like expressing myself better. But I find that in my personal life, I end up and I like can't shut up, but a lot of times I'm just talking about myself and it drives me nuts. It's like I need to be better about just asking questions and interviewing type things. I don't know. I just get hearing my own voice. It's just too much, and I hear it way too much. So I hear it with the podcast, hear it with the music, hear it with the live streams, And, it's beneficial, I think, to do this. I think to force myself to try to talk coherently for, 20 to 30 minutes at least twice a week, once or twice a week. But then it kind of bleeds into my regular life where I'm just talking about myself way too much. And to the point, like I said, where I'm annoyed. So if I'm annoyed, I'm sure everybody else is. So I would like to, and I know for a lot of people, this isn't like a skill they need to work on, but I will say I am bad. I'm just bad at talking in general, let alone talking to somebody else or like remembering somebody's name. I was talking with my brother about this the other day. It's like when I first meet somebody, a lot of times I'm like trying to think of what the normal route of a conversation should be in my head, so I'm not listening as well as I should, because it like takes actual effort for me to communicate with somebody. I have to like really think about it, like this is what you should say next, and this is what would normally get said, and this is the question that you should ask. Whereas I think a lot of people just do that kind of naturally. So I would like to get better at it. That's part of why I was doing this in general, the podcast. I also enjoy it. It kind of, makes me analyze things a little bit more thoroughly and makes me focus on, like when I was having shows, they kind of keeps me organized as far as my memories go a little bit. It doesn't just all blur into one, but also just being able to talk in general, like I said, is not my strong suit, so I'm trying to get better at that. And then, next step would be to, and I think that would get more listeners too if I was having a lot of guests on, get people more excited about it. But anyway, that's my game plan. Hopefully I'll get Gloria done at some point. I got a trilogy song I've been working on a recording of, and I don't have any money to really get that done, so as soon as I have some cash, I'll probably get that knocked out and then maybe start a new full band Unemployed Architect song. Maybe Fool's Gold or Digital Soul, something like that. But anyway, so that's kind of the plan. I appreciate anybody who takes the time to listen. And hopefully everything's turning around for everybody. So I will talk to you next time. Have a good rest of your week.